One more time. All power to the people. All power to the people. Thank you.
Once again, thanks for coming out for our Black Lives Matter series, but also the Young, Gifted, and Black. We're very intentional about doing political education. We think this needs to be a movement of people who are knowledgeable and who, as Max has reiterated several times, of people who are clear about where we're going. So we have books for sale. The first little book, Forward from Ferguson, focusing on the human rights framework, is available. $4 each copy. If you can't get it today, check it out at Rainbow Bookstore. We'll also be releasing the second little book, Forward from Ferguson, A Case for Community Control, which Max presented on today. But if you have more questions about it, hit Young, Gifted, and Black up. We're down to have this conversation more. But we are gearing up, getting ready to take this to the streets.
As Max has said, it is necessary in order for us to affect change that we actually support the foot soldiers. You actually support the people in the street, making it happen, making demands. Power concedes nothing without demands, and we are nothing without you. The Young, Gifted, and Black has, we have sustained momentum, and we have changed this from a moment to a movement. But our movement is nothing if people don't show up. Pressure is nothing if you don't stand outside with us. We need you. We ask that you join us for a few minutes as you hear a few of us speak and reiterate our demands and why we have our demands and why we're making the demands. And I hope that you walk away from this lecture with a better understanding of why we are making demands and why it's just not us out here just protesting empty-handed without a demand. There's nothing, we can't do anything if we don't come up with some kind of idea and objective and purpose to move towards. We are asking that they do not build any new jails, that they do not expand any new jail, that they do not renovate or fix a new jail. There's 20 cells that's broken at Dane County Jail, and they have the whole Madison convinced that we need to spend $161 million to add 2 floors to the public safety building to increase bedding by 186 people. Something's wrong with that. Something's wrong with that. We're asking that they release 350 Black people from Dane County Jail. The reason that we're demanding that they release 350 Black people from Dane County Jail because according to their own report, Mead and Hunt report, there's 25% people sitting in Dane County Jail right now eligible for Hubert. Why are they still in jail? Why are we still paying the cost? That doesn't make sense. We also know that there's beds coming available and there's been beds added to different service providers where we can release at least 100 people to be transferred to those organizations, mental health issues, sitting in jail. And when we make a demand like 350 people look at us like we're crazy, like we haven't sat back, thought about it, strategized, read, learned, studied, trained, figured this out. We are making our demands because they make sense. We're not crazy. Solitary confinement is a crime. It's torture. That is what we're saying. We're not torturing people anymore. We are not going to accept and hurting people. It's psychologically damaging in so many different ways. You sit someone in a space for hours at a time and then you free them after 2 months of being in there. Do you think they're helped or fixed? Now they're more crazy than they was before they went in there. And excuse me for my language if I offended you by using crazy, so I'm sorry about that. Also, we're asking that we take that $8 million and other money and reallocate to programs and funding for the people, by the people. How can we inspire, empower, encourage, and motivate people if you're getting services from the same people that's doing the oppressing? That doesn't make sense. How can I go to therapy and feel confident that I'm being pushed in the right direction and you understand my language and you understand where I'm coming from if you have no idea who I am really? You have no idea. So we're asking that money be redirected, and it's possible. And we're going to continue to show you how it's possible.